Sadia Khan, the psychologist, she said something about depression right now, where she says men who have depression are just bad decision makers. And I can really, pretty much everything that she says, I can tell you that is wrong. Depression comes from trauma. Depression can come very strongly from trauma. And it can also be ancestral. It can come from generations before that, before you, your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents. So it's not black and white where you can say that someone who has depression is just a bad decision maker. I think the advice that she's giving is getting worse and worse, to be honest. And while I'm not going to comment on, the allegations against her that are out there that are going to be proven or not, you will see that I'm just going to take my time and really disprove everything that she says. I can literally disprove everything that she says, because in that area, in that field of understanding relationships and energies and diseases, I'm definitely competent. And depression with men is definitely not related to bad decision making. It's definitely not. What is, though, the case for many men, but I wouldn't call this depression, is a libido suppression. Libido suppression is meaning that they're not deciding for higher joy and higher sexuality in their life. If they continuously do that, they will feel that life is not giving them anything. What you have to understand, whether you're a man or a woman, is that abundance is in everything. You can just wake up and be happy that you have water to drink. Okay? So that can already bring you joy if you understand how to use that. And if you're comparing yourself to others constantly and feeling that you didn't achieve something, then of course frustration can come in. But I wouldn't say that's depression. So real depression can come from totally different sources. They can be energetic sources from your past lives. And I've seen that in many families where certain people, several people in the family lineage have some kind of problems. And I can literally see how it runs through that family. And then it can be, from depression to schizophrenia to bipolar disorder. And you will see that all of the family members, or many of the family members, have something. It's very rare that you say, okay, it's only one person in the family that has one larger issue. And I have an example which is not related to depression, but one of my ex-girlfriends, she had problem with sexual energy. She didn't feel really comfortable with sexual energy, and she asked me, can we do a session? So we did a session, and I opened to her a sacral chakra, and I said, if you see anything, if you have any vision, any images, any emotions, just let me know what you see. And she saw that her grandmother gets raped. And she asked me what to do with it. I said, ask her grandmother. Then she actually asked her mother, and she confirmed that her grandmother was raped. And only after releasing that energy, she could feel normal about, the intimacy again. And so that's an example of how, ancestry blocks your energies. Your karmic imprint basically can cause full-blown depression. You don't even know where this is coming from. So it has absolutely nothing to do with decision making. The only decision making where I would say that you have in control is learning slowly to more and more love yourself, to choose higher joy, things that give you higher joy, and to choose things which gives you more libido empowerment, joy, and also to love yourself, choosing the higher harmony in whatever moment in time. So close your eyes and feel like what would give you higher harmony, and thereby you immediately fall into self-love. So, and it's literally all these things that she says, it's nice for quick clips on shorts, but it's really, really bad advice. It's like telling someone who's super depressed you're making bad decisions. Come on. That's really, really bad. It's actually putting a lot of blame on the person, and it's actually putting them under a lot of stress. What happens though is that if someone thinks too much, if they don't have a spiritual awakening and they think too much, then that thinking takes away a lot of energy, and that can be so draining that it then feels like depression. So you have to learn how to think less and just live in the moment by using spiritual awakening, like with Muji, Rupert Spira, Ramana Maharshi, Papaji, Sri Nisargadatta, Eckhart Tolle, and that changes things a lot. By the way Sadia Khan reacted on the allegations shows in which frequency and vibration she is. Not everyone will understand what I'm saying, but she could have reacted in 100 different ways, which would have shown really like love, understanding, compassion, and openness, transparency. I mean, you name it. There were many possibilities for her to react on something, and she chose certain path that really showed that she really doesn't care, and she just wants the money. That's why she says, back to business. And that's my personal opinion as an energy healer. And I think that a lot of people still don't know what's going on with her, so they kind of still follow her and believe her, or they just are not smart enough to think about, how important this is. And when you do this kind of work, like not only what credentials you have that you can, show them, but also I'm calling a dog. That you can also hold that space, because these kind of things, if you talk about things like depression, you either you're really good psychologist and have studied this a lot, or you are a spiritual teacher and you can hold that space for clients. But depression is really one of the hardest things to look at, I believe, and to make, black and white statements like it's bad decision making is, in my opinion, really bad advice.